morning everyone, and welcome to another episode of For the Par Mind Body Golf. So you see me here at John & Gaunt Golf Club. I'm on the practice facilities at the range, and as requested by a couple of our viewers in the comments, I am doing a range session today. I'm not going to talk too much right now. I think we just get straight into it and start hitting some shots. As a warm-up session here, we're just going to hit 10 shots with 7-iron. Just something I've used since starting my golf game with my previous coach. Was always a 7-iron to warm up. So just going to hit 10 shots here, nice and easy. Just get the swing starting to feel quite good. Try and just hit them, not doing too many practice swings at this stage. Just hit the ball and make some good contact. Okay, so I've got a couple of focus points for today. The primary one today is going to be a bit of shot shaping, so working on being able to hit a draw or fade on demand. But right now I'm just going to hit some pitch and wedges, just make sure that we've got this dialed in before we start moving into shaping shots. The other thing that I'm really trying to focus on at the moment is really getting the feeling of moving through the body or moving through the ball and getting up and around with this left hip. Something I've been very prone to in the past is throwing my arms at it and sort of hoisting the ball up, which is something I want to get away from. I want to be more down on the ball and around to make sure I get a much more sort of consistent flight as opposed to straight up in the air, to make sure we get the right distance and we get the trajectory and the apex that we want out of the ball, not just a really high flight ball which I've seen in the past. Okay, so I'm reasonably happy with the striking today. Obviously we're not looking to do shot shaping with a pitching wedge. I've been moving to my 4-iron now to really start working on that shot shaping, so we'll get into that right away. Okay, so I've started doing a bit of a shot shaping routine at the range over the course of the last, I'd say, month or so. Obviously getting my new irons has helped tremendously. Going from a game improvement iron to a bit more of a player's iron has helped with shot shaping in general and being able to control what you're doing with the ball a little bit more. That being said, still nowhere near where I want to be with it. I can't guarantee that on demand I'll hit a draw or a fade. So what I'm doing here is I work in 3 shots. So I will try and hit a draw to begin with, a fade straight after, and then one straight down the middle. So banks of 3, and then we start the cycle again. Now, if I'm not feeling particularly comfortable with the shot, or the draw turns into a snap hook, or the fade just doesn't do what it's supposed to do, I will just start the bank again. So always doing 3 shots, but yeah, let's get into it. And like I say, we'll start with the draw, move on to the fade, and then one straight down the middle. So with the draw, I'm trying to be a little bit further back in my stance, club face sort of pointing open, knowing where I end up, where I want the ball to start, then ending up somewhere in the middle is the goal. Now that was a little bit slappy, but it did exactly the shape that I wanted to. Nice low flight and a little draw. So onto the fade. So this time, ball a bit further forward in the stance, club face closed to or left of target, and then we're going to come around and produce the fade here. Okay, so as a first set, I'm actually pretty happy with that as a fade. It started a little bit centre of where I would like it to, so the balls ended up right of target. But generally speaking, as a shot shape, it was a really lovely fade shape. So now we're just going to go for one down the middle now, aiming down the middle of the fairway. Off we go. Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. Right, start set 2. Very happy with that. So draw, check. Now onto the fade. Ideally I want to be starting left of that big tree at the back and coming in back in. Yeah, a little bit more baby than I was planning, but it was a nice fade nonetheless. And then finally one just down the middle. That was about as great a set as I've hit for a long time, so really happy with that. We'll do one more set of this and then we'll move on to onto something else. There we go, lovely. Very happy with that. Yeah, not bad. Not bad. Didn't catch like the cleanest. Yeah, a little bit more baby than I was. Okay, so during those sets, there was one thing that was obviously a clear weakness out of the 3, and that's just hitting the ball nice and straight down the middle. So what I'm going to do now, just at the conclusion of that, I'm going to hit 5 back to back with the 4-iron, just try and hit them nice and straight down the middle, and close out the set. So one thing I will call out here is when I'm doing exercises like this, I'm not so focused on my routine. My shot routine is always the same. Some people find it a little bit controversial, but I come, close to the ball. Let's just put one here just to show you exactly what I mean. When I'm on the tee box, my routine is come close to the ball, one warm-up shot, and then go into my actual shot. Now, I'm not doing that on every shot here, primarily because I've got other things I'm focusing on. Like I mentioned, today is very much focusing on some body transition stuff. So yeah, if you don't see me doing my routine, that's why. If I was focusing purely on routine and just dialing in, then yeah, I would be doing my routine before either every shot or every other shot to make sure that I cognitively process that. Okay, so all in, probably hit about 50-60 balls on the range. Generally very happy about how the session went today. What we're going to finish up with is a bit of short game. So as you can see behind me, we've got an upslope and a fairly close pin. So what we're practicing here is, if we leave ourselves short-sided just off the green, how we get the ball up and down. Now, it's worth calling out that obviously I'm not using my game balls, which would be a Pro V1X. I'm just using a collection of random balls that I've got here in the bag. But fundamentally, we're looking for, okay, are we striking the ball, are we picking it up, are we using the bounce effectively, and proximity to the flag, of course. Obviously, we're always looking for that pin lid, if you will, or a crash can lid for the Americans out there. flag, but yeah, let's see how we get it on. Probably going to hit about somewhere between 25 and 50 shots, depending on how it's going. Yeah, we'll review at the end. I haven't talked too much about my new wedges, my Fore TM9s. So what we're going to be using for this exercise is the 56 degree with 8 degrees of bounce and the M grind. So what the M grind is I don't know if you'll be able to see it very well on the camera, but here what they do is they grind off at the back here, allowing you to open the face a little bit more. So now I don't know if I've spoken about this too much, but this is the highest lofted club in my bag at the moment. However, with the M grind, I am able to really open it out flat and not worry too much about, you know, catching the leading edge or hitting it thin because of that M grind bounce. So yeah, we're going to use the 56 here. Let's get straight into it. Should we go check out the damage? So obviously we had our goal of within a bin lid, not really got any that are quite there. Anything within 6 foot I think we'd be generally happy, which is what we've probably got 10 balls here out of 30 that are within that range. But yeah, as you can see, the majority of the misses are long with a few short. So those that were short, that was where we were just getting a little bit too cleanly under the ball and basically just lofting it to the point where it wasn't even really getting on the green. And these ones on the back either, you know, carried too long or yeah, we just didn't generate that spin, and it rolled on a long way past the flag. But that's okay. And that concludes our session at the range. Thank you all so much for watching. If you've got this far, if you've got halfway through the video, I really appreciate it. Not much more left for me to say. If you aren't subscribed, it's free. Really supports the channel, builds this community. Yeah, really appreciate that. If you wouldn't mind liking the video, pop me a comment. This video was spawned from a comment, so you know, I read them, I take feedback, and I work on it. So yeah, and last but not least, hit the notification bell. It will give you a heads up as soon as the video goes live from the channel. I've been Alex. This has been For the Car, Mind, Body, Golf. I'll see you in the next video.